helping us to shape that policy so that it meets everybody's needs. And finally, I just want to say a few words about education, which is really important in terms of reskilling and upskilling investors in that. So what we need to do, we need to increase women and girls' financial literacy through training courses and learning by doing dynamics, so that they are able to understand how to access finance, what they need to do, what the arguments and the business case they need to make, and so on. And finally, we need to train the investment advisors to normalize work with women who own assets and businesses in order to enable women-owned and led businesses to grow and prosper and to grow job opportunities for others, including rural women. Thank you.
Virginia?
We are going to change the order slightly just to alert the speakers. We're going to be talking about associations next and then go back to finance. Women's business associations
Virginia?
are one of the most, yes.
Yeah, sorry, we have a slightly technical difficulties, but we can hear your voice clearly. So let's move on to the next. We still have 3 or 4 in your session?
We have 4.
4, okay. All right.
So we are having technical difficulties with one of the speakers. And so as a result of that, we're going to change the order of the agenda and discuss women's business associations before we discuss access to finance. Women's business associations are one of the most critical components in the women entrepreneurial ecosystem. Today, we'll be focusing on 2 aspects, starting with capacity building, including digital capacity building. Marina Gurgel is executive manager of the RME Institute in Brazil, which is providing capacity building to hundreds of thousands of MSMEs in Brazil via some very important, very significant grants. The floor is yours, Marina.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening for everyone. And my name is Marina. I'm the executive manager of RME, and I'm talking from São Paulo, Brazil. I'm very honored to be here to share the RME experience with you. And RME in English would be Women Entrepreneurs Network. It's a social business. It aims to promote women economic autonomy. And we have reached over 9 million women in the past 12 years. So we have been working in the past 12 years. In order to reach our goals, RME is going beyond the guidance of how to start or how to run a business. We learned that we need to teach as well soft skills such as leadership, so women would be empowered enough to use what they learned at their business or at their lives. Because we know it's always going beyond only the business, it changes women's life. And we have teach as well digital literacy, because we know digital world is coming closer and closer to all the women. So it's an issue that's becoming more and more important for all the women. And we provide as well business acceleration and mentoring and capital for women entrepreneurs. So we provide a full program so women can really reach the economic autonomy they need to live violent situations and all the problems they have been facing over in our country and most of the countries here. We as well provide capital for the women so they can invest in their business. And since 2020, we have donated over $6 million for women so they can invest at their business and they can get away from a very vulnerable situation, because we know that COVID has impacted the economic life of many women in many countries. In order to reach those women, we have been working with a partnership of companies, foundations such as Google and Mafre and Visa, as well with companies like Amazon and PepsiCo. And we understand that social and environmental agenda, such as gender equality, are becoming stronger and stronger in our society. So we understand companies want to be part of the change, and they need to be part of this change. So they are getting closer to social organizations that really can make an important impact in society as a whole. In the past 2 years, we have received from our partners over 11 million US dollars. So we could reach all those women. I think we have working not only with partnership of companies, as well as other as NGOs and governments. So we have over 300 partners and 700 volunteers that have been helping us to reach those women in the most vulnerable situations. And we have the content that is produced from our specialists that are part of the network. So in the end of the day, it's women helping women to succeed, to have their own business, to generate income. And that is our role in Brazilian society. And we understand that when women succeed, women are more able to hire other women and to help all the communities. So when women succeed, all the communities succeed. That's the experience we would like to share.
Thank you so much, Marina. That was just terrific. And it is quite exciting that money. I think we will hear more about that in just a moment from our next wonderful speaker. Our second speaker on capacity building will focus on women's business associations and advocacy. Yeşim Sevig, a former woman entrepreneur, I believe a chocolate entrepreneur, and now Secretary General of Kagider, is an outstanding women's business association in Istanbul. They co-hosted the very first W20 summit in 2015, our first year of existence. Over to you, Yeşim. And again, thank you for staying with us despite our running over.
Thank you, Virginia. And thank you for the very nice words. Distinguished participants, W20 Indonesia chair, W20 Indonesia team, and our dear friends in all over the world, all the W20 delegates. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from Istanbul, and of course, Happy Women's Day to all of us. First, I would like to congratulate W20 Indonesia for this very powerful event that they're organizing on the 8th of March. And it is great to be here with you. As Virginia has said, I'm the Secretary General of Kagider Women Entrepreneurs Association of Turkey. And Kagider is a non-governmental organization that has been active since 2002. And our mission is to support women entrepreneurship and to improve women's participation in the economy. In line with G20 leaders' Brisbane Declaration, to close the gap by 25% by year 2025, we have a target of including 3 more million women in the employment and 50,000 more new women entrepreneurs by year 2025. And as Virginia has also mentioned, we had the honor of hosting the first W20 summit back in 2000 in Istanbul, and W20 was established back in 2015 during Turkey's G20 presidency. As we are all aware, Supporting women entrepreneurs has a strong impact on empowering women. Like the theme of today's plenary, women-owned MSMEs are engines of inclusive growth. But one of the main obstacles that women business owners face globally is access to public procurement. In that respect, we are working in Turkey to enable women business owners to get more share from public tenders. Our ultimate objective is the implementation of law proposal that we have prepared for gender responsive public procurement. Supporting women entrepreneurs and creating change require definitely an holistic approach, and it requires engagement of civil society, public and private sectors, as well as women entrepreneurs themselves. And an active lobbying and powerful advocacy strategy can only be guaranteed by the participation of all women entrepreneur organizations. So with that in mind, in Turkey, we have gathered around more than 40 women entrepreneur organizations under the Women in Business Network. And this network creates the strong voice of the women entrepreneurs nationwide. And a strong voice is definitely needed to negotiate with governmental bodies and to convince public. And also advocacy needs a real participatory mechanism and to understand the profile and the expectations of the women entrepreneurs. And for that, we organized regional consultation meetings with women business owners and regional CSOs. And it needs a concrete roadmap. So we had created the communication strategy and the roadmap with external expertise. So a communication strategy is needed to create public awareness, which is as important as direct lobbying. And also to empower women CSOs and women entrepreneurs and to increase advocacy, hearing the public authorities and understanding the current legislations to see what can be done is also necessary. Development of a model requires active participation of all experts around the topic, such as trade law, public procurement law, gender equality, labor market finance. So we organize search conferences with the public authorities and experts. And also it requires the comprehensive public dialogue with the related ministries and local authorities. Local authorities also, local governance has different governance plans and they have their own procurement methods. So just to be very quick, as a result of our intensive meetings with different parties, we have drafted the law proposal on public procurement with support of legal experts, and all the input from the women CSOs in the network were put in the law proposal. And again, together with the women business associations, we have created the local model for the municipalities to supply from women. To finalize, I would like once again to underline the importance of partnership of public, private, CSO, academia, and international organizations to move forward. And like Anne Simmons and Barbara have already emphasized, the evidence-based policy making, monitoring, and evaluation are very, very crucial. So I hope on the 8th of March in 2023, we will be talking about the progress on gender responsive public procurement and the progress on women-owned businesses. Thank you and hope to see you in Istanbul.
Thank you so much, Yeşim, for your very inspiring remarks. And I know if Kagidere is behind advocacy in a serious way, we will be making enormous progress this coming year. We have two speakers on different aspects of access to finance today. The first is Anne Ravanona, founder and CEO of Global Invest Her, which has a global directory for women who are seeking angel investment. She is Irish by birth, lives in Paris, and is a delegate from the European Union. She'll also be driving angel investment for We Act this year. Over to you, Anne.
Thank you so much, Virginia. Your Excellencies, esteemed delegates, guests, brothers and sisters of W20, very happy International Women's Day to you all. Today, I'm going to talk about angel investing and how we can make a difference for SMEs. Angel investment is a huge opportunity to recover together, recover stronger, and build forward better together. Now, we've heard from many of our esteemed colleagues about the effect of COVID-19 and how it has affected more women and especially micro and small businesses. We've all had to adapt, think smarter, and innovate, and we can do the same thing when it comes to angel investing. I personally truly believe to help reignite the global economy. And I work at that daily at my own company and through my advocacy, especially here in W20 and through We Act. So if we really want to truly change things, we should turn to angel investors because they are the ones that invest at the very early stage of a company's development. And so we can actually help by angel investors investing in SMEs early on. They can help those companies increase their revenues and their profits, and therefore become more attractive to later stage investors. So that's why angel investing is absolutely critical, because we want more and more SMEs to grow into bigger SMEs and to scale ups as well. That's the next stage. So angel investment is an important part of that process. So let's remind, what is angel investing? An angel investor is a private person who invests their personal money in a company in exchange for share of the business. And so that means that actually, if you've got disposable income, you could be an angel investor. And I want to share a little bit more about that. Because when you become an angel investor, you can invest in what you want, in what you care about. You can invest in the change that you want to see in the world. You can get great tax reductions. You can impact your community locally and globally. You can learn new things, whether it's a new sector or go deeper into your sector or new networks. You can bring smart money to those women entrepreneurs because you open up and you bring your networks and your competence and your knowledge to those women, because access to markets is key, as we've heard. And remember, angel investing tends to be very local with a focus on a city or country basis. So, we can make this and you can interact on a local and a global scale. So what are the challenges we see today in angel investing? We need more women angels. Worldwide, women angels make up between 10 to 20% of all angels. And we need to start counting the women at the percentage in those networks as well, in the mixed networks, because we don't know how many there are. We need to start building connections between women angel networks worldwide to join forces and resources for more advocacy and visibility. We need to have more training and mentoring for new angels on access to their networks. And we need to also change angel network managers. We need to train them, give them more funding and resources to manage those networks. You can't be what you can't see. And we need, therefore, to showcase successful women angels and angel networks and show the impact they are having on women MSMEs. We need more communication from angel associations and global advocacy, such as creating a global report on women's angel investing, like what we see in venture capital. We need a global report on women's angel investment. So what are the key trends in angel investment generally? Generally, we're seeing much more women-focused sources of funding. Thankfully, VC funds, angel networks, crowdfunding websites, pitching, grants, and bank loans. And in particular, what's changed since COVID? We're seeing more remote investing. And that's good because that means where we tend to invest locally as an angel, we can start to grow that scope. So that's good because we're doing it more online. We're seeing more values-driven investing, thanks to our values being really put to